usually, if we want to do video conferencing, right now we have two main options. One is book a video conference room, but you know those are limited, okay? And two is use video, but you have to request ITS to install that, otherwise you don't have that option, okay? Now you can see two links, two QR codes. This is for Skype for Business. Emphasize on the for business. So it's not Skype, it's Skype for Business. Okay. We're also going to talk about, sorry, throat's a bit dry. Okay, we're also going to talk about on a video conference meeting in Skype for Business, how we can do some real-time sharing and collaboration. You know, how you can, collaborate within the meeting to share your ideas or share your opinions and so on. So we're going to talk about how to share your desktop, your presentation. We're also going to talk about functions within the meeting. For example, you can use polling. So say, for example, you want to, get a consensus on something. So you can create a poll and have people vote on the different options within the poll. You can also set up Q&A inside the meeting, either for standard Q&A, question and answer, or maybe you can have it as a real-time test. So people answer your questions, see what kind of answers, how many are correct, and so on. And then finally, what we're going to talk about is something that most people usually don't do because they previously didn't have that function and really didn't think about it. But a lot of people actually have been doing a sort of basic version of this, and that is keeping a record of the meeting. Okay, now in this, because it's an online meeting, we're going to talk about how to record your online meeting. So you're actually going to record a video of your meeting, your video conference. So what is that in relation to a basic recording? That is related to usually when you have a normal meeting, to keep a record of what is discussed within the meeting, what happened during the meeting. There will be one person taking minutes, okay, but that is text. Whereas with the option to record your video conference, you have all of it recorded, so you can review who said what, when they said it, what they actually said, and so on. Okay, so if you install the app, you can join those online meetings through your app as well. You don't necessarily have to have a PC, which is what most people usually had to have when they wanted to join a video conference. So with the app for Skype for Business, you can join video conferences on your mobile devices as well. Okay, so going back to the main menu. Let me see. Okay, sorry, they don't have it here, so it will be separately installed on your PC. You'll see the Skype for Business menu option on your start bar. Okay, and from here, if you want to instant message anybody, very simply, just search for the person's name. Okay, can somebody give me their name? Somebody who has a laptop with the Skype open. Sorry? Shirley. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so search for the person's name, double click, and this will open up an instant message window. So you can now instant message them. Hello. Now this is a one-to-one. If you want to have a meeting with more than one person, once you have the connection with your first member, just go to the top right corner and add new participants. So can somebody else give me their name? Okay.
NICOLE space YUH1
Yeah. Okay, so select your participants, click on OK, and now you can see here we have additional participants in this instant message. So you have the basic functions. You can type messages. You can add in hyperlinks to send additional information. You can add some emojis and so on, like any kind of instant message system. Okay. Now, that's basic. So what is extra in Skype for Business? Okay, so extra is we can start a video conference. Now, right now though, I have to mention that this option, by default, it will be disabled. Okay. If you want it, you have to contact ITS. So, once it's enabled, you'll see this icon in at the bottom, right? So you can then click on it and you can start my video. And that will initiate a video conference. Okay, you can see here, okay, 3 participants. We have the camera turned on, so you can turn on or off your camera. So if you don't want somebody to see your face, you can't really do that because you have your profile picture there as well. But as with most communications, face-to-face is the most effective. Okay, so that's why if you use video conference, it can be more effective than just having a telephone call or just typing emails and so on. Okay, you can also type in the addresses of external parties, and also have communications with them as well. So the default setting is when you open up the Skype for Business, you'll see our list of users inside the info, but you can connect with external.
Can we share the computer screen to others?
Yes, you can. That's the next thing I was going to explain. Okay, so this is our video conference already started. Okay, so if I'm not just really going to be talking face to face and just verbally talk about something, maybe I now want to share a PowerPoint presentation, or maybe I want to share a demonstration of maybe an application or website on my PC or whatever. All I have to do now is then go back down to the bottom, and you can see here we have this option called Share Content. And from here we have 2 main options: share your desktop, or share a specific window, a specific application. Okay. If you don't want them to see everything on your desktop, then I would advise not to share your desktop. Okay, just share the application that you want them to see. So of course, first make sure you have the application open, and then when you click on share window, you will see that option when it loads. Okay, so here are the different windows, different applications I have running right now. I have my browser, which is right now here, right now on O365. I have a PowerPoint open, and I also have Teams open. So say for example I want to share my PowerPoint, I just select the PowerPoint window and I only share that one. This is just a reminder saying that whatever you choose, people will have access to see that. Okay, so now I'm sharing this screen to the other participants of the meeting. And if necessary, I can also pass over control over to those participants. So say for example, I am talking about something, and then I want them, maybe they want to say something about this, but sometimes you can't just say, because maybe they don't know which section you're talking about. You can pass control over to them, and then they will then have control over your mouse on the pointers and so on. Yeah. Okay. So once you've finished, of course, then you can just move up to the top of the screen. And you'll see the menu, slides down, and you can stop sharing your screen. You can see here there we have the give control. So if you do need to give control to somebody else, you can select it from here. So once I finish presenting, I can stop sharing, and then it goes back to the standard video conference screen.
If we look at the video conference screen, we just share the content. So we can just I think we can do that right now.
Share the content. Let me just.
We don't need to ask for RTS for.
I have to double check because I'm not sure what functions
But
are
I see
on.
that on my screen right
Oh, you already have that. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Then that you have that option.
Okay. Then if I'm sharing the screen with someone, can we back and forth? Which he's sharing, I'm sharing, and then back and forth. Do we need to get out and get in again?
No, it's the host who has the sharing control. So if you want to,
If I start the conversation with you and I'm sharing, I want you to share your screen. How can I free?
basically what you have to do is you have to stop sharing, and then he then shares his.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever's in control,
Yeah.
then they're the one who will be the what's on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just go back here to this option. Okay, now one thing I have to make clear. Okay, when we go to share content, there is a third option here called share PowerPoint files. I would not recommend using this option. The reason why is because what that does is actually when you choose to share PowerPoint file, it uploads it into the system, and that is very slow. So it's best to only use the two options at the top, desktop or window. If you want to share PowerPoint, share it from your computer. Don't upload into the system. That will take a long time. It will slow the whole system down.
Share my notes is share my notes in here. Talk about in here. My notes. Is it OneNote or
No, it's not OneNote. It's
is it just type the message?
yeah,
in here?
yeah. Okay, now, even though you're doing a video conference, if you click on the chat window here, the instant message window, button here, you can open up the chat window, so you can still type in messages if necessary. Now, as I mentioned, apart from doing the standard video conferencing, you can also do other kind of sharing apart from the desktop and the application. You can also do polling, and you can also do Q&A. You can access those from the More Options button over on the bottom right corner. So click on this. You can see here. Oh, sorry, no, it's not in here. Oh, it's just where's it gone now?
我都係諗緊，因為我哋而家仲係用緊啲咩 conference page 嗰啲戇居嘢，我哋突然間呢啲 OK 都算啦。唔知啊，要整應該嗰啲 overseas caller 已經有啲有啲冇，美國咪有咯。即係因為我台灣嘅啫嘛，我嗰啲我知。佢哋應該好中意同你開會嘛。我冇絕對開會，同美國開會即係會
Okay.
點衝別走走。
So, wrong location. Should be under share content, and there's an option called more, and you'll find the option to add a poll or Q&A or a whiteboard. Now, with the whiteboard, why we say this is for collaboration is because you can draw on the whiteboard or write on the whiteboard at the same time. So once you open up a whiteboard, you can see here it's sharing the whiteboard. There's two participants right now, and we can both, edit on the whiteboard at the same time. So sometimes, if for example you are discussing something, you can make it more easier to collaborate and think up ideas, do that using the whiteboard. Sometimes typing out your ideas is a bit difficult, especially when you can't think of the right words to express what your idea is. So what you can do is you can make use of the whiteboard to draw out your ideas or your thoughts or whatever.
So like we can upload a print and we can like discuss the tolerance, the
Yes.
details on it.
Yeah. So for example, here you click on this button, insert picture. Okay, you can see now it's already starting to get slow. Okay, so say for example, I have this image uploaded onto the whiteboard, and then we can just, we can make notes on the picture and also, make comments and whatever we need to at the same time. And you can see here, if I mouse over the different parts, you can see who added what part onto the whiteboard. So you know whose idea or whose comment, that is. Okay, so that's the whiteboard. Apart from the whiteboard, there's also poll, Q&A. The bad thing about the Q&A is that you can't you can't create a question and answer file beforehand and upload it in the system. What you have to do is you have to type it real time. So that's the bad thing about this Q&A function. There are other systems where they allow you to upload files, but this one is real time.
Very challenging.
Yeah. So if, for example, if you do Q&A or maybe a poll, okay, once you have finished doing it and then you make it live, people can then vote or answer the questions, and you can look at the results in real time, see it as different things are inputted or added on and so on.
Can we ask questions by animals? Like without our ID to ask a question? Usually in a meeting, the people don't likely to ask because you know who you are.
I don't think so, because you're all logged in, so it notes down who you are. So I don't think you can do anonymous now.
True.
Being targeted.
Okay, so those are the main functions for collaboration and working in real time. Now, the last thing I mentioned was recording your meeting. So one thing I do recommend, if you are going to think about recording a meeting, please ask the members first. Because some people may not want to have their, them being recorded. Maybe they want to be anonymous.
Yeah.
So ask beforehand, and then if everybody's okay, then you can start recording. To start recording, first of all, you have to be the host. Okay. Then go to the more options here, and then here there is start recording. So once you click on that, it begins straight away here. So you see recording has started. Okay, so you have your meeting. Okay, once you finish the meeting, what you have to do now is, you can see here, once you start recording, these two buttons appear, pause and stop. So once you finish, just very simply stop recording, and then go back to the more options, and the second option here is called manage recordings. Now when you go in here, you'll see it's listed, but you won't be able to access it yet because it's still processing. What it's actually doing is converting and saving onto your hard disk. So you still have to wait a little bit before you can actually access it. But once it's been completed, as it says here, then you can access it on your hard disk and review it, or if you want to edit it, you can. You can access it from this location here. To access it, all you have to just click on the entry that you want, the recording you want, and then click on browse, and that will take you to the folder where the recording file actually is. So once you start recording, anything that appears within the meeting, instant messages, what's shown on screen, the video, the audio, that will all be recorded inside this recording.
How about when we share the file, like the PowerPoint or Whiteboard, we're still recording too?
Yes, everything that happens within the meeting, it will be recorded. Yeah. So, any other questions?
問題係呢部電腦要有聲先得㗎，你要插電到入。
I think it's AVI. Let me just see.
但係佢唔係自動音樂先。
唔係啊，佢要撳掣先至。
No, it's MP4. Yeah, MP4.
但我唔記得大概點撳。
By curiosity, will we be informed by system that the other side is recording all we are talking about? If the other side haven't informed you?
You can't really see that it's recording. That's why I say it's best if you.
You have to ask people.
Yeah.
Better not to do that.
So, any other questions?
Yes. About the Skype.
Yes.
So the difference is mainly for the whiteboard, poll, and Q&A, and video conference.
Yes.
Other thing is the same as the Teams, right? Like file sharing.
Yeah. Basic instant messaging is same as the inside Teams because basically the same platform. They're using the same kind of method. If they have a different way of doing it, instant messaging, then basically you're learning two ways that people don't want to do two different methods for the same kind of procedure. So it's instant messaging is the same message format, attachments, posting, and so on. Yeah.
And then, if we come up some solution based on the whiteboard, can it generate as an email to send to others?
Let's see. I think there should be. Let me see if whiteboard.
So no need to do a recap or whatever.
Yeah, they save as.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
It's fine for me.
Okay. If you have any other questions, you can contact me or my colleague, David Mann. I'm Peter Wong. You search our names in the email, you'll find us very easily.
Yeah. You will share the PowerPoint, the QR code for us.
I can send it back to you, yes.
I believe like everyone working there in Hong Kong, even like working like US, Indonesia, or India, all the people supposed to have the Office 365 account, right?
Right now, Office 365, yes, but all functions, maybe not yet. Because right now we're doing soft release, so some have just the basic functions right now, but once they have configured their infrastructure properly, then they will release the additional functions as well.
Because we find like Skype function for the meeting is very useful, because now we're using like conference page, every time I have to send email to can you send all the stuff me?
And also they only have I think maybe 2 or 3 accounts, so it means that you can't have a meeting on at the same time as somebody else's scheduled meeting. So that is one of the big drawbacks regarding having a video conference right now. But once this function is fully released throughout the whole organization, you can very easily have video conference with everybody. Yeah,
that's true. But not sure like whether the overseas have this account or the computer is supporting all functions.
I can say for certain that most overseas offices right now don't have the video function released yet.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because right now we're piloting in Hong Kong. Right now we have it on request. Okay, so once all the small bugs or whatever are smoothed out, then the whole of Hong Kong will be have access to it first, and then they will soft release to the other countries as well.
So in the coming year, us still use have conference bridge. Send the email to RTS. Can you help me to organize a meeting? Yeah. Okay. Understood.
Yeah. So to find out the status, just contact your ITS account team.
So for those